and welcome to Revere TV News. I'm Rick Fernie, here at the Revere TV studio to update you on what's been going around the city. And first, some friends and employees of the city are on to new things. We have our former mayor, Tom Ambrosino, most recently accepting the city manager position in Chelsea. We spoke about it briefly during our last newscast that the position of Chelsea city manager has been open since the former manager, Jay Ash, left to work for Governor Charlie Baker in January. Ambrosino has worked closely with Ash in the past on joint projects between Revere and Chelsea when he was mayor. Ambrosino has currently been the executive director of the State Supreme Judicial Court and is excited to get back to interacting with the public population. The job came down to Ambrosino and former Portland, Maine city manager Mark Reese. The application process was long and tedious, and Ambrosino would not comment on it until now. Mayor Dan Rizzo is excited to have his former city colleague working next door, especially since they will be working together because of their close proximity. Another member of our community moving forward into a new position is Joanne McKenna. By now, we all may have heard that she is officially seated as Revere's Ward 1 City Councilwoman, but she is also retiring as a longtime art teacher at Revere High School. McKenna was chosen by the seniors at Revere High School to speak at their graduation this year. Revere TV was there to stream live coverage of the graduation as it happened on June 4th. But here is McKenna addressing the class of 2015 now.
I almost took a header. Not good. Listen, 32 years I've been in the high school. I'm finally graduating. Good evening, everyone. I would like to acknowledge the class of 2015. I forgot. My senior officers, Jerome, Mustafa, Andrea, and David, and my senior student council for one of the greatest honors that I have received in my 32 years of teaching. I am deeply touched that you have chosen me to speak at your graduation. Thank you so much. This is a very bittersweet time for me. You will be graduating from Revere High School, and I will be retiring from the Revere public school system at the end of this year. I've been very blessed, and I have totally enjoyed working every day as your teacher. For the thousands of students that have walked through my classroom door, you have taught me empathy, compassion, and strength. We have laughed and cried together and had so much fun. You've also given me the greatest gift a student could give a teacher. You gave me so much love and respect throughout the years. I want to say thank you to all of you who have touched my life. I would also like to acknowledge all of my colleagues with whom I work side by side. It has been a privilege and an honor to have worked with so many wonderful and dedicated people. Thank you. In 2007, the senior class asked me to speak at their graduation. Today, I am going to speak to you from my heart and tell you the same thing I told them 8 years ago because it is worth repeating. For 4 years, I have come to know many of you on a personal basis. We have become close enough that you have trusted me and shared your problems, your pain, your struggle, your joy, and your accomplishments. Now it is my desire to do the same and share a part of myself to encourage you all. I would like to share my favorite quote by Frederick Douglass. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. Struggle is a part of everyone's life. Some people experience it more than others. For me, growing up was no picnic. My elementary school days were always a struggle. I had tremendous difficulties with reading and was continually frustrated. In my high school days were even worse. As much as I tried, I could not do well. I felt stupid. Sorry. To take the focus off of these feelings, I began skipping school, acting out, and getting into a lot of trouble. In my senior year, I was going nowhere fast. Some of my teachers said I would not amount to anything. An art teacher at Revere High School, Miss Nielsen, took an interest in me and my life began to change. She worked with me during and after school, helping me to develop a portfolio so I could get into an art college. With hard work, I was accepted into Mass College of Art 2 years later. That was the turning point of my life. From then on, my hard work, determination, and perseverance played a crucial role in my success. I continued my higher education, earning my teaching degree, 2 master's degrees, and a licensure in school administration. Thank you. While working for these degrees, I continued to find learning was just as difficult. When I read a book, I had to read the pages 2 or 3 times to comprehend the information. I just couldn't understand why. However, I did it. In January of 2005, I was curious about why learning was so difficult for me. On consulting a neurologist, I was diagnosed with dyslexia. The neurologist could not believe that I had advanced so dramatically in spite of my handicap. As you leave high school and start the next chapter of your lives, you might experience difficult times and find that life is a struggle. My message to you is that no matter what obstacles you face in life, no matter what curveball life throws at you, with determination, hard work, perseverance, and a belief in yourself, you can accomplish anything you desire. Don't ever let anyone tell you you can't do it, because you can. No matter how difficult it gets for you, don't ever give up. Believe that the next day will always be better. Walk on, class of 2015, and remember that without struggle, there is no progress. Thank you very much for this great honor. Good luck. God bless you all. I love you, class of 2015. Thank you.
And as some members of our community are changing positions, we still don't have word on the fate of school committee woman Donna Wood Pruitt. Wood Pruitt has not been seen at any events or meetings these past few weeks, most notably at the Revere High School graduation. New Superintendent of Revere Public Schools, Diane Kelly, removed Wood Pruitt's nameplate at the last school committee meeting with Dr. Paul Dakin with no explanation. No school committee member will comment on the situation, and neither will Wood Pruitt until the process is over. The case has been moved to July, where it could either be heard by a judge or stay at a clerk's hearing. If it stays as a clerk's hearing, it is not public. Wood Pruitt was planning to run for re-election this November after serving on our school committee for over a decade, but we have no word yet about the future. Revere continues to be recognized for improvement as the city has been rewarded the Certificate of Achievement in Excellence in Financial Reporting by the Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada. This is an award that recognizes a community that demonstrates clearly communicating its financial story. This certificate is the highest form of recognition in the area of government, accounting, and financial reporting. The organization that chose Revere, the GFOA, is a nonprofit organization serving approximately 17,500 government finance professionals. This month's council meetings addressed some helpful change in our community. Councilwoman Jessica Giannino brought forth a motion for the installation of signs at parks to let the public know that it is a drug and alcohol-free zone. Along with drugs and alcohol, a concern with time restraints, smoking, and weapons was mentioned, but Giannino assures that these signs will not affect your right as a citizen to be licensed to carry arms. In other news at the meeting, Police Chief Caffarelli announced his application for the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant that he hopes to obtain and use the funds for a part-time community resource officer. And the City Council as a whole approved a new business for Revere called Flight Car, which will be operating at the Comfort Inn on American Legion Highway. This is a pair car sharing service established by 3 college friends. Revere and Logan Airport are 2 of the first places to use this service. 3 city councilors have voted to send a letter to Wynn Casino to request a job and vendor fair that would include Revere residents in its hiring opportunities. However, there was some disagreement on the council about the threat such a letter could have to the city's litigation position. Right now, Revere is involved in a litigation with the Massachusetts Gaming Commission, not Wynn, which is why some city council members do not think this letter impedes that motion. The city council is seeking the opinion of the Attorney General to clear up what can be further be discussed in open session. Construction on the Winthrop Avenue Bridge on Route 145 has calmed down after 2 full weekend closures this month. During this time, traffic had to be detoured through Bell Circle, causing backups reported to be for up to an hour to get from the Cronin Rink to the beach during peak traffic time. As of now, there are 2 travel lanes open in both directions, with no further construction plans that require full detours until after Labor Day. This is to avoid an influx of detour traffic because of the summer season and the beach. Construction will continue through the summer, but with lane closures only. Stage 2 in November will require 2 more full weekend closures, Well, the Bard Car Wash is looking to possibly expand and build elsewhere. Owner Joe Coppola has filed for special permits regarding a 2-bay automated car wash and coffee shop where the building of the former Plaza Garibaldi stands on Revere Beach Parkway and Borden Street. The building has been vacant for 2 years, and the last business to lease it brought some inconvenient issues to the neighborhood. Coppola is not looking to make this proposed site a hangout, but a convenience stop for everyone in the community. Coppola is hoping for a simple car wash with no vacuum base, accompanied by a possible Dunkin' Donuts, Honeydew, or Cane's Donuts as a tenant. Another retail space would be available in the front of the building, which Coppola would prefer to be a dental, urgent care, or some kind of quick stop healthcare facility. These plans are not definite, but possible, and Coppola is hoping to transform this site from a former hangout nuisance to a quick and usable space. And Revere's Mickey Say No to Drugs Casoli has donated $25,000 to start a scholarship fund that will benefit Revere public school students for the next 25 years. This scholarship was started this year and will continue to be rewarded to the highest ranking senior starting athlete, both male and female. Each student will receive a scholarship of $500. Dr. Paul Dakin acknowledges that Casoli has been an advocate for helping kids in the city for over 50 years and contributes to the community, assisting many groups around Revere that have benefited from his generosity. And now we're going to take our first short break of the night. Stay with us and we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Eleanor Vieira, and I am chairperson of the Revere Beautification Committee. We are a volunteer group, and our mission is to improve the image of the city of Revere through an aggressive beautification and cleanup program. In order to achieve this goal, we have accomplished many things, including the installation of more than 100 litter barrels, the planting and maintenance of flower beds along Revere Beach, and the overseeing of the beautification of Squire Road, just to name a few. We are continuing our effort to keep Revere beautiful. In the future, we plan to expand the Adopt an Island program, work with the city businesses to keep their sidewalks clean, beautify Bell and Butler circles, and more. The Revere Beautification works closely with Dan Rizzo and the Department of Conservation and Recreation. We meet with the mayor and the DCR to discuss and rectify the requests called into our hotline. We encourage you to call our hotline with any reports of things not looking right in Revere. For instance, such as graffiti, litter, abandoned vehicles, and overgrown grass. Our hotline number is 781-485-2770. All calls remain anonymous. Help us keep Revere clean and beautiful.
Hi and welcome back to Revere TV News. This week we are bringing back our Community Spotlight series with Jessica Simpson. This series consists of highlight interviews with some of our most active community members at Revere TV. Jessica was in the studio with Kenson Germain this week, a community producer that has been contributing content from school activities that his children attend in East Boston. Let's toss it over to Jessica to hear more about Kenson's productions and volunteer work at Revere TV.
Hi, and welcome to another segment of our Community Spotlight series on Revere TV News. I'm Jessica Simpson, and I'm here in the studio with one of our more active community members lately. His name's Kenson Germain. He's here to talk about what he's been doing at Revere TV, what he's been involved in, and how he's liked it so far. So, hi, Kenson. Hi. Thanks for coming in. How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm good, thanks. So, we'll start off by, can you first tell me about yourself, how long you've lived in Revere, and how you've gotten involved in the community?
Yes, I'm a father of 3 kids. I've been living in Revere more than 10 years. I do some community service like on East Boston, and camera, do some show and do editing for them.
Right, so you use the equipment at Revere TV and you go to East Boston.
Yes.
So how did you hear about Revere TV?
Yes, I went to the library one day and I see the ad, I found the ad, and I was like, oh, that's a good thing. I decided to come over here.
Right. And what has Revere TV taught you? How has the process been?
Oh, it's pretty easy. They taught me a lot. Stuff I didn't know before, like do the camera and editing. Yeah, that's good. And
tell me about some of the things that you film. What productions have you made here and what you edit?
Yeah, I got some production like a match show, and also the work for music for ZoomX, and the festival Latino Americano, and I got another one, so I forget that one.
It's all right. Just for the people that are watching and they'll see this, what is ZoomX? It's a
ZoomX is like a community service. Like they do like music. It's a music school, okay. And they do teach kids music, all the instruments, some stuff like that.
Right, and so your kids go there and
my kids, yeah,
you film the performances and things like that.
I film the performance, yes.
All right, that's awesome. And so has working with Revere TV been helpful to you? Do you see yourself staying as an active member because it's easy to do and you're enjoying it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. And could you tell me a little bit about the classes, the process that you went through to become a community member and how you started? What classes have you taken?
I take the camera class and editing class with Bobby. He's a great teacher.
Yes.
He helped me a lot.
And those are you done taking, you took all of them on Mondays?
Yes, on Mondays.
They're free on Mondays?
Monday night.
All right. And what would you recommend to anyone else that may be interested in Revere TV or people who may not know about it and the things we offer here?
Oh, I can tell them, come over here because we have good stuff over here and they learn and have fun too.
All right. And what do you see yourself to continue to do at Revere TV? The same, anything that your kids are involved in, always like that?
Yeah, well, everything my kids involved, and if there is something else, I can do it too, you know.
Right. And what are you looking forward to doing here? Do you see yourself filming anything else, or you really like the ZoomX thing? And
yeah, I like the ZoomX thing, and I might be have my own production too here, you know.
What do you see yourself, what kind of production do you think maybe you'd be interested in?
I'm not sure for now, but maybe in the future I will know what I'm gonna do.
Something with the studio?
Yeah, something in the studio.
All right, awesome. Well, Kenson, thanks for coming in. We love having you as a community member. You've been really active for the past few months or so with the ZoomX thing, and it's great to see you editing all the time in the studio. So that's all we have for today. For another segment of our Community Spotlight series, I'm Jessica Simpson, and this will be played on Revere TV News. You can see it at Revere TV News on Wednesdays and Fridays at 6 and Sundays at 5 p.m. And you can also find us on our YouTube page and Facebook. So thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And now we'll take one more quick break. We'll be right back.
More than 65 million people, 29% of the U.S. population, provide care for a chronically ill, disabled, or frail family member or friend and spend an average of 20 hours per week providing care for their loved one. 15% of children under the age of 18 are being raised by a grandparent or family friend over the age of 55. 14.9 million adult family caregivers care for someone who has Alzheimer's disease or another dementia. The close relationship between the caregiver and care recipient is a shared relationship with involved emotions, experiences, and memories which can place the caregiver at higher risk for psychological and physical illness. The Family Caregiver Support Program can help. Our services are free of charge and include educations and trainings, grandparent support, specialized information and referrals, support groups, one-on-one counseling, and in-home assessment. If you'd like to learn more about this free support program for caregivers, please contact Christine Crean at Chelsea Revere Winthrop Elder Services, 617-884-2500.
Hi and welcome back to Revere TV News. Now, for much of the school year, Revere TV has been asking for community volunteers to cover any Revere High School sports game throughout each season. You'll see that our most active members have covered football, girls basketball, boys lacrosse, and girls softball, the most on our channel. Head of the Department of Recreation, Mike Hinojosa, and Peter DiGiulio are a constant when it comes to girls softball this year. The pair was at the last tournament game of the season for the Revere Patriots on their home field at St. Mary's. This was the North Division I quarterfinal game where Revere fell to Westford Academy and did not advance. But don't let the loss fool you. These girls have put in a tremendous effort all season, and that showed as a comeback forced this last game into extra innings. The RHS girls ended up losing it in the 8th inning with a final score of 4-2. Revere High Field Hockey recently held a car wash fundraiser at the Central Fire Station on Broadway. All proceeds from the wash are going toward this fall season. Pictured here is field hockey forward Julia Frenny and goaltender Samantha Kyle. The 2015 season looks very promising with all the spring game experience the young ladies received. Last week, the first annual Kids of All Abilities soccer game took place on the turf field behind Revere High School. Over 40 children participated and dozens of others watched the event while enjoying free food and desserts prepared by the staff of the Revere Recreation Center. And of course, the game was opened with a crowd-approved rendition of the national anthem sung by Olivia Frenny. This event was sponsored by Mayor Dan Rizzo, Revere Parks and Recreation, and the Little Ricky Foundation. All players received T-shirts for the game and were presented with medallions after the game. Revere TV was there to cover this wonderful event, so let's take a look.
All Abilities first annual soccer game provided by Mayor Dan Rizzo, Revere Parks and Recreation, and the Little Ricky Foundation. We want to thank everyone for coming out here tonight for these wonderful kids. Right now, please rise to kick off our festivities in our soccer game. Revere recording artists from the 7th grade at the Romney Marsh Academy. Please welcome Olivia Frenny with tonight's national anthem.
Bright stars through the pale river sky. All the ramparts we watched were still gallantly streaming, and the rockets crackling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the landing of the free and the hope of the parade.
Olivia Frenny, ladies and gentlemen.
The Little Ricky Foundation teamed up again with Matt Nazaro, the life skills teacher at Revere High School, and recently hosted their 5th annual Community Friendship Festival. This event brings high school students enrolled in special education from surrounding communities to Revere for an end-of-year field day. All students, teachers, and volunteers were treated to burgers, dogs, drinks, slush, face painting, carnival rides, and more. Music played while students danced and enjoyed a wonderful day. This year, students from Saugus, Chelsea, Malden, Everett, and Revere participated. Another event from last week was the tree planting ceremony at Fredericks Park behind the Beachmont School, presented by the Greening the Gateway Cities program. This is a program coming to Revere with the initiative to plant trees to create a tree canopy in which they hope to cover 10% of participating neighborhoods. Beachmont is one of these target neighborhoods. Most of the tree planting is done by the Department of Conservation and Recreation, who had representatives at the ceremony. Revere TV was at the event, so take a look at what we have from last Friday.
One of the other really cool things, and it ties into the shade part, is it's an opportunity for us to be able to have these nice canopies and cool off the area that surrounds it. And as a matter of fact, one of the goals of the Greening of the Gateway Cities, which is the program that we're here to celebrate today, is that it is to plant trees in 10% of our neighborhoods in gateway cities. And if we were to do that in those neighborhoods that get those trees planted, we could save up to $300 a year for every person on their electric bill just because of the shade that it provides to the houses. So that's just one of the many, many great benefits of this program, and we're very proud at EEA to really kick this program off in the city of Revere. I'd like to say a special thank you to all the great members of DCR who do the daily work to make this program happen. You guys truly are the ones that, every day get up and make these programs happen and make them such a success, so thank you. And to the city of Revere, the DPW, and all the citizens of Revere, the administration, the mayor and his entire team, the council. You guys have done a great job in responding to, in very short notice, to make this program happen in the city. So thank you all very much for your efforts. In addition, one of the things I'd like to point out in this program, because it is a very special program, part of it is the success of it is going to be dictated by our engagement with the community. So I ask all of you to use this announcement as an opportunity to go home, tell your parents, tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell your grandma and grandpa. We need to tell as many people as possible that this program exists, and spread the word, and contact the city to help us, and contact the city or DCR to help us get the word out that folks want a tree, want to be part of the program, because that's how we're going to make it a successful program.
The summer is always super busy for Revere TV, particularly the week of International Sand Sculpting Festival at Revere Beach. This year the festival will take place on July 24th through 26th. Revere TV has created a promo to highlight the upcoming event, and be sure to stick with Revere TV Channel 8 and our website for updates as it gets closer.
See over 20 international master sand sculptors compete for prizes in 10 individual competitions, and new this year, 5 duo competitions with teams of 2 creating larger sculptures. The biggest piece is always the center sculpture, with this year's theme, the Spirit of Massachusetts. This year's event includes hot air balloon rides, live entertainment, gourmet food trucks, children's sand sculpting lessons, an interactive learning zone, exhibit booths, rides for the kids, and a spectacular fireworks extravaganza on Saturday night. So park for free at Suffolk Downs and take the T to Revere Beach or Wonderland. With over 600,000 attendees last year, this event promises to be bigger and better than ever.
Revere TV will continue to offer free classes throughout the summer on Mondays at 6:30 p.m. taught by RTV's Community Production Coordinator, Bobby Driscoll. The next class scheduled on Monday is about learning to edit on Adobe Premiere Pro. You can find a further schedule of what's going on in the studio and any upcoming classes on reveretv.org, or contact Bobby Driscoll at 781-426-9498, extension 2. And we'd like to mention that Revere TV has added a new member to the team through the summer, who you may see out and about as things ramp up around here. So congratulations to Derek Fortuna and welcome aboard. That's all we have tonight for Revere TV News. I'm Rick Frenny. Be well and have a pleasant tomorrow.